ljudi, evo nas uživo. Danas ćemo snimati neki video što je čudan. A nećemo snimati video. Izvinite ljudi, glup sam kao točka. Gledat ćemo video na tabletu. Evo. Danas ćemo gledati ljudi ćemo gledati Jasona. Danas ćemo gledati Jasona kako ubija. Kako ubija, eto. To su sve reklame kako je ubio.
He accompanies his friends to a weekend getaway at Jason Voorhees' old stomping grounds of Crystal Lake.
Oh, I don't know anybody new. Well, sex is a great way to meet them.
After successfully making love to one half of a pair of gorgeous twins, Jimmy goes downstairs to celebrate with a glass of wine, but is unable to find a corkscrew. Luckily, Jason happens to have one and promptly gives Jimmy a hand and a meat cleaver to the face.
Hey, Ted, where the hell's a corkscrew?
Eto vidite kakav je.
One of the bloodier kills in the film, Jimmy's death is all the more shocking as his sympathetic characterization suggested he may have been the hero of the final chapter.
Jimbo!
Number 9. Garbage Can Drowning, Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan.
Walking corpses are not real.
Authority figures don't usually fare well in the Friday the 13th franchise.
Evo.
And biology teacher Charles
Hiru
McCulloch is no exception.
kada ih je neko poderu.
School is out.
He's more than a little uptight, and using fairly cruel methods to cure his niece Rennie of her aquaphobia. So it's all the more fitting that Mr. McCullough ends up in his own watery grave, courtesy of Jason
Kad
Voorhees.
pliva tako, a ne zna će da
Taking
dođe.
McCullough by the ankles and plunging his
Piste
head first
mater.
into a sludge-filled garbage can, Jason performs one of his most gruesome and arguably
Baca ga smeće. U smeće ga baca. A ne, to nije
This is also
smeće.
one of a
O,
handful of
fuj.
kills where Jason inadvertently
Šta je
deals out
ovo?
his own lethal brand of justice to a more
Šta
villainous
s tobom plivaš kepetka?
Before Jason pulls you down.
Number 8. Sauna Rock, Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan.
Nice fight, Julius. Guess I need to work on my left-right-left combo.
You can never let your guard down when Jason's around. After losing a fight to Julius, a boxer who would also have a memorable encounter with Jason in this film, this unnamed victim tries to blow off
Jebote.
some steam in the sauna. With the towel over his face obscuring his vision, the
Pa
boxer
beži,
assumes it's
Jason
Julius
je.
who enters to join him. He then finds out otherwise when Jason plunges a sauna rock through his chest cavity.
Julius?
This execution was yet another example of the more tongue-in-cheek kills, which had become more and more commonplace in the Friday the 13th franchise.
He's undefeated. You know that?
Number 7. Headspin, Friday the
Prvo se
13th, Part
da
6.
vidimo što je na
Jason
prvi sedam.
learns.
You guys, try not to wake the kids.
As the Friday the 13th franchise continued through numerous sequels, there was a noticeable shift in Jason's kills, as they increasingly became the stuff of black comedy instead of dead serious horror.
All right, who's out there?
However, his killing of Sissy in Part 6 served as a reminder of how truly vicious Jason can be. After assuring a frightened girl that there's nothing to fear outside of her cabin, Sissy finds out there is indeed plenty to be afraid of when Jason comes a-knockin'.
Jebote, šta ti je, bre, pička jedna.
Jason twists
Šta
her head
radiš,
around
bre,
180
pičko,
degrees
glupa.
before tearing it off
Vidiš da je
completely.
Jason meni. Pičko jedna.
Mr. Voorhees
Pička
seems to
stvar.
have perfected this move,
Stop
as he's done it
glupa.
before to a cheeky coroner. Number 6. Eye Pop, Friday the 13th, Part 3.
Rick!
This This third installment in the Friday the 13th franchise sought to take advantage of 3D technology and featured several kills that exploited it to the fullest.
Everything all right?
Vidiš da ga drži, bre.
Rick meets his maker.
Drži ga.
This element. After his car dies and he begins to search the grounds, Rick is caught by Jason and has his head crushed in the serial killer's vice-like grip. Even more grotesque is the fact that Jason squeezes Rick's head with such tremendous force that it causes his
Kada
left
ga za
eye to
glavu
pop out of
drži.
its socket. An effect which is
Šupu.
considerably enhanced by
Oči mu van
Mercury's use of
iskupa.
3D. Number 5. Decapitating Uppercut. Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason takes Manhattan.
Operator, this is an emergency. Give me the police.
Jebote šta mu
After arriving in the
napravi.
Big Apple, Jason squares off against amateur boxer Julius in a battle of fisticuffs on a rooftop. In a lengthy sequence that showcases Julius's boxing prowess, Jason absorbs blow after blow to seemingly no effect. After bloodying his own fists and exhausting himself without even managing to knock Jason off his feet, Julius gives a sportsmanlike invitation to Jason to deliver his best shot.
Your best shot.
Unfortunately for
Šta
Julius,
mu?
Jason packs
On ga
plenty of punch
udara-
in his own right as he
udara
delivers
kao-
an uppercut,
Kuku.
knocks Julius's head
Leti
clean
glava.
off his shoulders and into a neighboring dumpster.
Direkt u smeće. Jebote.
Number 4, Bedfold. Freddy versus Jason.
Fine, I'll go shower then.
Good. Hair smells like menthols anyway.
Jason is a master when it comes to using his surroundings to his advantage for his bloody work. When he comes upon the fairly unlikable Trey in bed having a beer, Jason decides to make the most of the scenario. After repeatedly stabbing Trey with his machete and
Jebote.
piercing the bed's mattress, Jason displays his
Kada bi
supernatural
na
strength
bodu
by
kokošku.
folding the bed and Trey's spine with terrifying
A nije ni Pepsi popio. Oj, da Bog da.
Freddy versus Jason, and serves as an example of Jason's more brutal
Trku.
approach to killing, as opposed to Freddy Krueger's more psychological and sinister methods. It's this contrast that
Ogledaj.
helped set the stage for
Freddy.
this clash of horror movie titans. Number 3,
Jason.
Sleeping Bag. Friday the
Hajde,
13th,
gleda.
Part 7.
Aj,
The New
spavati.
Blood.
Spavaj ti,
One of veteran
ljubičica
Jason actor
moja.
Dean Hodder's personal
Ideš kad
favorites,
te
this kill
Jason
from the 7th installment in
sredi.
the Friday the 13th franchise takes full advantage of the camping theme prevalent in the series.
Okay, you big hunk of a man, come and get me.
The New Blood displays Jason's versatility as he uses a variety of weapons
Kakav
to
mu to
slay his
maska.
victims.
Man, what are you doing?
But perhaps none is quite as unique as his method of murdering a camper who tries to hide from
Gle,
him
ne
in
može
a
se
sleeping bag.
mrdati. I pa valjda će te u drvo tući.
Undeterred, Jason simply picks her and the bag up
Kurvo
and slams
jedna.
both into a tree to get the job done.
Glupa.
Originally, the
Vidi.
scene called for Jason to slam the
Pa
sleeping
šta
bag
kao
into the
glupa?
tree several
Ako vidiš Jasona, odmah zovi policiju. Odmah 50 zvjezdica.
Number 2, Machete to the Face. Friday the 13th, Part 2. Although you'd think most killers would show some mercy to the disabled, Jason most certainly does not. Mark is a wheelchair-bound former athlete who hasn't let his disability get to him. But unfortunately, his impressive upper body strength isn't enough to save him when Jason picks up where his mother left off in the original Friday the 13th. Mark ends up on the receiving end of a machete to the face in one of Part 2's most horrifying
Jesi
moments.
ti
For the
jedan
finishing touch,
glup.
Jason even goes the extra mile with this kill by sending Mark careening down a staircase while still seated in his wheelchair.
Gdje ti ideš?
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
A jest to... Na smiješak. Ruku mu otkinuo. What the fuck? Dvojka udara. On ništa.
Number 1, liquid nitrogen, Jason 10. Jason's first foray into outer space spawned some of his most memorable and creative kills, chief among them being his murder of scientist Adrian. After waking up from a cryogenic slumber in a fairly unpleasant mood, Jason attacks Adrian and plunges her head first into a vat of liquid nitrogen, which freezes her entire head in a matter of seconds. Despite the icy dip having clearly killed her when he pulls her back out, Jason adds
Kak je frajerski, ko se?
frozen face into the
Mogu
countertop
bit
and
frajer
shattering it.
ubijalski. Pa da, valjda jesi.
Balancing gory shock value with a touch of dark
Znaš
humor,
ti
this kill
ubijat
arguably
prav.
encapsulates the essence of Jason Voorhees' modus operandi. Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite Jason
Stabil.
Voorhees kill?
Šta je bilo? Pitu šta je
For more
bilo,
entertaining
mala.
top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Dajte like ako se vam sviđalo. Završit ćemo ovaj klip.